You know, Paul, I do believe you're going to create the most awkward podcast of all time. And Kim can't start the podcast without dying.
You're dying me? You're killing me.
I'm just like trying so hard to get her to make noise, flipping her off. She's like, oh my god, I'm going to die.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to Threading and Dreading. Oh my god, Kim is going to die on us, apparently.
It's going to be
Neighbor
spreading
girl's
and dying.
Yeah. And I am joined once again by my buddy Paul,
Hey.
superhuman
Hey,
aficionado.
hey.
And
Sorry.
Paul was...
hey, little kids.
It sounded like the song, Blurred Lines.
I was going more for Krusty the Clown, but I can't do that weird vibration.
I thought you were going for Fat Albert.
Did you call me fat? You never call a gay fat.
You've called me fat, though.
You're not gay. Despite my, well, not best efforts, but...
Half-hearted efforts. Never mind.
What?
Half-hearted efforts.
Oh, I thought she said she farted.
That's what I heard.
No, half-hearted. As in not fully farted.
I heard half farted.
I was like, not my best efforts, and she was just like, I farted. I'm like, oh, is that what I had to do? All I had to do was gas him up? Well, I mean, somebody's fantasy, I guess.
Wow.
No.
Mike's that weird guy in bed that's like, you know what I really want? I really want you to queef.
Oh my god.
And she's like, I don't know. I'm a really self-conscious.
No. Oh my god.
Okay.
No.
These
Kim,
are our podcasts.
I will never ask that. And as you've heard, also joining us today is the girl next door, Kim.
Uh-huh.
There's a movie about it. She's a porn star, and Mike's a loser, and somehow they get together.
Mm-hmm.
Who played that loser? It was the guy from Speed Racer.
Yes. I
Yeah.
forget that actor's name.
Yeah, I don't think it matters.
And it
The guy
doesn't.
who played Speed Racer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it like Emil something?
Emil, not Blonsky. That's the Abomination.
Yeah.
That's the only Emil I can think of. It's the only one coming to mind. He was also in Alpha Dogs. That's the first time.
Yeah.
First time I ever saw Anton Yelchin, who's an amazing actor. He was in Charlie Bartlett, and he was the navigator in Star Trek.
Yes.
And Justin Timberlake, the first time I ever saw Justin Timberlake and thought, wow, I don't completely hate him.
I can't hate the guy just because he's so naturally talented, but I'm like, dude, fuck you.
Right?
You know, he has so much talent behind him. I'm like, you
He's not
bastard.
even my type, and I'm like, oh, I mean, Jesus. He's so funny. And, like, do you know how mad I am at him and Mila Kunis that they got to be at the fucking movie together? What?
Oh, what was it?
Friends with Benefits?
Yeah, Friends with Benefits, yeah.
Screw that. No.
It wasn't?
Was it
No.
the
Yeah.
other
It
one?
wasn't. You're thinking of No Strings Attached.
No,
which
I never
was-
saw that
no.
garbage. That was that other movie with those other actors that I
It
don't
was
even
Ashton
care.
Kutcher and
I don't
Natalie
even-
Portman.
Did you see his fucking Teen Nick Awards thing?
No, where he announced his name.
Yeah, well, there was that too.
Yeah.
What?
But no,
No.
I
So
saw
he's-
a clip about it, but I didn't actually watch it.
Ashton Kutcher's first name is Christopher.
Okay.
His middle name is Ashton. All great and wonderful. Nobody gives a shit.
Right.
He goes on to have this big soliloquy about how hard work gets you places, how he never took anything for granted, how he never went to this job or left this job without having this. And there's teen girls like, oh my God, let me have my babies. And he's like really going on
Right.
about this really touching, moving, important speech. And you're like, no, Kelso, stop being insightful and be a douchebag. I don't want to see Jobs. I want to look and see that you're in Jobs and hate you for it. Now I'm like, fuck, I might want to see Jobs.
What was he?
Like, he
was
won-
he accepting an award, and that was
I
his
think he was
speech?
accepting an award, and it was like, he goes up, I don't know what award it was, but he's like, this is the old people award. And you're like, oh, and he's like, because I've been there and I've done that, blah, blah, blah. But then he goes on to say, like, where he came from and how he did X, Y, and Z. And he started at McDonald's and was pushing a broom at this place and cleaning
Right.
up baby puke at that place. And I think I'm using, like, all of the wrong places, but that's not the point. It was all, like, actual work before he got, like, the modeling gig and that 70s show and all these other acting gigs that at the time he didn't deserve because he couldn't act.
Right.
He's a halfway decent actor now. Like he's done a couple movies I liked him in. The Butterfly Effect, I was blown away because you see him as Michael Kelso, and you're like, what?
No.
And then you see The Butterfly Effect. And
I
you're
have
like,
I have very particular feelings about Butterfly Effect, which, by the way, they are remaking Butterfly Effect. hasn't even been that long after it.
Why?
I don't know.
Really?
They're remaking everything.
There was already 3 movies.
I know, but they're remaking
There's
Butterfly
3?
Effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't see the second one. I saw the third one.
The third
Were
one
they,
was
like, DVD?
direct to DVD, right?
Yeah. Well, so was the
Yeah.
second one.
Oh, was it?
The
Okay.
second one was apparently his brother. I think it followed the timeline in the post credits, because in the post credits, like alternate ending, he strangles himself as a fetus because he went through so much craziness in his life that he didn't want to do it. So he goes back and he strangles himself as a fetus in like the
He
alternate
had
ending.
the consciousness as a fetus to strangle.
He had the consciousness as an adult because whenever he flashed and he had the blackouts,
Yeah.
it's because his adult self had taken over.
Okay.
Because did you see the butterfly effect?
Yeah, I did a long time ago.
Yeah, but
I
Okay,
forget
yeah, I
things,
get
but-
that. Okay.
but then I think that the second movie was like his brother. And it was like Carrie 2, The Rage, which I actually
Yeah.
liked. It was a decent movie. It was terrible. Like it was like a
Decent,
terribly.
it was terrible.
It was a terribly awesome movie. Like it was one of those movies that you were like, why did I watch that?
Right.
God, let's watch it again. Like, let's suffer again. Like Howard the Duck, greatest horrible movie ever.
God.
Danny's still so mad at me that before my 23rd birthday we watched that. He's like, God, I hate you so much. Like, bring up Howard the Duck, and he's like, God, I hate Paul. No, the second one I think is about his brother, and I think they mention that his mother had a miscarriage for his older brother.
Okay.
Named Ashton Kutcher's character.
Yeah.
But he's getting a lot of really positive reactions from this, and it's really cool because you're like, yeah, you're Michael Kelso and you're a douchebag and you're an idiot. But no, that was like really awesome. And all these girls are hooting and hollering and whistling and, oh my God, have my babies. And he's like, work hard, do something with your life. People aren't going to hand you stuff. And if they do, you didn't deserve it and you're not going to go anywhere with it. Like
Right.
somebody gives you a car, you can't appreciate that car. But if you work hard and you get that car, like he doesn't actually say this, but it's kind of the point behind it. Like this is yours, you appreciate it.
Right.
I didn't do shit for my car. I hate my car. But I just saved up money and I bought my couch that I get tomorrow. Mike's going to help me move it, right? That means yes. But I'm going to love this couch. My boyfriend's sitting next to me, and I know that in his head, he's like, stuff is stuff, Paul. Because that's what I always tell him. Stuff is stuff. It can be replaced. But it can be replaced after like a year. That fucking dog, either of those damn dogs, I'm going to stuff them. I'm going to be like, part of this couch is leather. You need to get off before you're part of this couch.
Anyway, so.
Oh, right. Mike brought us here for a reason.
Yes, I did bring you here for a reason. And I still haven't introduced the guy sitting next to you. I've been waiting about 5 minutes to do that. So, sitting next...
Wait, no, don't do it, because I'm going to get in trouble if you do it.
Okay.
So, this is my boyfriend, Steve. Say hi to the world.
Hello.
He's very insightful. He's got a lot to say.
Uh-huh. Feeling as he's been quiet for the first 10 minutes, but that's okay.
I can't say that I blame him, though.
I mean, he's dating me.
Plus, I don't think Paul's going to share the mic very much.
Well, there's that. And I mean, the fact that I even know what your voices sound like is astounding. I talk so much. Actually, fuck that noise. Because when he helped me move, Jesus Christ, he looked at me and he was like, I thought you talked a lot. Jesus Christ. And even Will and I were making fun of you after you left. And I love Will, but I'm throwing him under the bus. Hey, Will, bus, meet it. I was like, does Mike have a thought that he doesn't share? And he's like, I wouldn't know.
No. I know. I sometimes ramble a bit. I apologize for that.
Just a bit.
Just a
Oh,
bit.
yeah.
Just
To
a
tell him
bit.
to
Just a
shut up
pinch.
all the time.
Sometimes you need to be like, Mike, don't talk with your mouth full. Shut up.
Wow. Before we start up, just want to go around the room and, what everyone has going on with themselves. Paul's obviously still in the middle of moving and...
The middle? I'm still moving.
Okay. All right. So, Kim? Well, Kim is probably exhausted right now because she just did a 5K earlier today.
I did.
Is
Yeah.
that what you call it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Really?
God.
I actually did see the run or die, right?
Yes.
I want to do one of those.
Yeah, it was lots
I don't
of fun.
really want to run. I just want to get hit with die.
Well, there was the majority of the people there just walked the whole thing.
Yeah, they did. And the thing is...
Isn't that the point? Because if you're not running, you get hit with die? Or do you get hit with die anyway?
No, you get hit with
Everyone
die no
gets
matter
hit.
what.
But at the very end, there's this pretty narrow area where the finish line is. And there were people who are still trying to, they're not doing it competitively because no one wins. It's
Yeah,
just,
it's not timed.
It's not timed. But
fun.
You just run and get messy.
yeah,
Yeah.
but there are people who obviously are athletes who are just doing it for the fact that it is 5K.
So are they like being like Neo and trying to like avoid the die too?
No.
Possibly.
Well,
but
not that I
what-
saw.
But what they're trying to do is they're trying to actually run and make a time because they're timing themselves. But there are other people just like walking in packs of 20,
Yeah.
taking up the whole aisle, like hop, skipping, and jumping around the people who are walking. I nearly saw a fight because a guy had to run through the crowd next to the finish line so he could finish his time. People start screaming at him. I'm like, dude.
Like, yo, this isn't the mall or a high school hallway. You better get out of my damn way.
Exactly. But Kim was,
This isn't the boardwalk at Rehoboth Beach. Move your ass, bitch. You fatty.
But no, Kim was pretty messy afterwards. But
Do you have thoughts on Run or Die, Steve?
No.
Spoken like a true champion.
You know what? He's going to be our Bruce Willis from Fifth Element for this. I just said one word.
Commandant, what are your thoughts? Hello.
Awesome.
Unbelievable!
Oh God.
I still don't know if Chris Tucker was gay in that movie.
I think he was.
He did bang that stewardess.
He
though.
did.
Yo, he apparently. I mean, jet engines went off when he came, or
Yeah.
when she came. Somebody came and the fucking ship started.
Yeah.
I mean-
I think. Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. Her legs went up and they came down. That movie is just brilliant.
I love that film so much.
There's not a single part of that movie that I don't like.
It can be pretty bad, but you know what? I still love every moment of it.
Every single one. It could be good news. You are fired. Yeah, well, at least I got free lunch out of it.
Oh, so what are you guys drinking?
Big bada boom.
What?
Bada big boom.
Ah,
Big bada boom. Yeah,
big
yeah.
bada boom.
Big bada boom.
Cornelius.
Cornelius. Multipass. Yes, that's her multipass. Multipass.
By the way, that is a meme that has kind of died over the years, but I love that meme. You see Gandalf, you shall not multipass.
I like the meme that's like how to piss off 4 groups of geeks at once. It's like, use the Force, Harry, said Gandalf. And it's a picture of fucking Patrick Stewart. It's like, wow, I think I'm going to kill every person I've ever met in my entire life.
That's fantastic. Kim, what are you drinking?
Pumpkin.
Pumpkin. She's just drinking a pumpkin.
We got her a
Like
pumpkin.
Those orange juice commercials. You just stick the straw.
It's a
through the
Tropicana
pumpkin
commercial.
and
Just
drink
stuck the
it.
straw on the pumpkin. Drink away. No,
Everything
she's
he's-
drinking a Samuel Adams Harvest Pumpkin Ale, I believe.
Pumpkin.
Pumpkin.
Everything
What?
he says.
Why do you always do that? Am I saying pumpkin wrong? I don't get it.
No.
No, we just thought it was
Because
funny
you
that you
kept
gave
saying
her like
pumpkin
3
to
options,
pumpkin.
and it was like, do you want the pumpkin or the pumpkin? Da-da-da-da-da-da. We're like, oh, so pumpkin's your option.
Well, she wanted pumpkin, so I got her pumpkin.
And I just think it's funny that everything you say sounds gay. Like how you make every single beer sound like the most frou-frou drink.
My God.
Like last week, he's drinking the Fruitista beer with the umbrella in it with extra gay. And we're like, great, that's fucking awesome.
And this week I'm drinking Dogfish Head Namaste.
Gay.
How is Namaste gay?
Gay.
Just because it's named after a pose in yoga does not mean it is gay.
Marista Harkatov.
What?
Did I say that right?
I have no idea what you're
Marista.
saying.
What the
The
fuck is that
actress?
one? Yeah, but have you ever seen the movie The Guru with Mike Myers?
Oh, the
No.
Love
That's-
Guru.
that's-
Oh,
I
what
have
a
not.
piece of shit.
That movie's outstandingly terrible too.
Oh,
but
God.
that's how he like does Namaste. Marista Harkatov. I can't say her name. I can barely say my name.
No, we're going to get plenty of those, I think.
Oh, this is my favorite
But-
thing in the world.
Starting off with a little bit of movie news. I have a few things here. And one thing that I want to talk about, just because I know Kim and I are huge fans of it, is that the new season of American Horror Story has been announced. And Steve is a fan of American Horror Story. Good.
So am I, asshole.
Oh, you are? I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Quit hitting on my boyfriend, queer.
God, I'm sorry.
No, fuck this. I'll leave. No, it's cool. You can do the fucking review with here you go. I'm just gonna Here you go. Did you have thoughts on it, Steve? Since you're so important, you're replacing me in my group. Here. Speak your mind,
Steve's not going to say a word.
jerk.
Anyway, so the new season of American Horror Story is called American Horror Story Coven. It's set to premiere in October, with several of the series stars appearing at the Television Critics Association Summer Press Tour. Yes.
I already knew this because I was on Facebook and a drag queen updated, and I was like, I know before Mike.
Well, thanks.
No, that's just ongoing joke because I knew
Oh,
the Catwoman thing.
yes. I remember that.
Like 3 years ago, 3 years ago.
We did the superhero preview, and for some reason, I have inside sources. I call inside sources from Austin that give me details on things that are coming up in Hollywood. And for some reason, they aren't up to date as much as Paul's drag queen.
I happened to be on Facebook, and this drag queen from RuPaul's Drag Race updated a picture of her dressed like Catwoman, and she was serving Catwoman realness like Anne Hathaway will be in the next Dark Knight Rises movie, and I was like, what? So I googled it. I was like, oh shit! And so I texted him, and he's like, "Nuh-uh, that hasn't been confirmed." And he googled it, and he's like, "How did you hear about this?" Yeah. I was like, "A drag queen told me." And he's like, "Is that like a little bird?" No, legit. And I screenshotted the screen and sent it to him. And he's like, what the hell, dude? Pandora box.
Yeah, it's amazing that with all the knowledge that I have now, with all the people I can contact to confirm this stuff, your greatest source is a drag queen.
Maybe you should get this drag queen.
Apparently.
Inside source.
But anyway.
Now, have you seen some of the trailers for this?
I have not.
They're really amazing. They're really creepy. Really, really fucking creepy. And really subtle ways, too. I won't tell you the third trailer that I watched because it was actually the creepiest, but you need to watch that one.
Okay, we'll watch that after we're done.
Yeah, but the first trailer, all it shows is this woman, and she's standing, air quotes, straight out over stairs. She's just planking face down, 6 feet over stairs. And it's got the creepy music and some old BioShock style 30s music playing in the background. Then it just ends, and it's it does the dramatic end nothingness. And then the second trailer is a little more in your face. It's less subtle. But the third trailer creeped me the fuck out. That's the one that you and I watched the other day, and I was like, shit.
Interesting. I haven't seen any trailers for it, but I was just reading this press release that they did.
It's on the internet, man.
Okay.
You have a smartphone now. You can do that.
Yes, I can.
You send me homework, and I do it at work.
All right. Well, I assign you the homework, but if you have something for me, go ahead and send it to me. I'll put it on.
Oh, I've got something for you.
Okay. Anyway, so the Summer Press Tour provided a breakdown of 5 things that we should all know about the series and discuss from executive producer Tim Minar and stars Jessica Lange, Sarah Paulson, Kathy Bates, and Angela Bassett. And I am really excited that she's in because I'm a huge fan of hers. I think she is damn good.
I'm a big fan of Kathy Bates.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
They confirmed that she was going to be in it right after the second season ended.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, and I was so excited. So it's the main chick who was the crazy neighbor in the first season.
Yeah. Yep.
And the nun, air quotes, in the second season. And
that's Jessica Lange, right?
Yeah. And Kathy Bates, and they're supposed to be, from what I heard, they're supposed to be the 2 big stars.
Correct.
It's supposed to be Salem witch trials, from what I understand.
Yeah, well, I have a little breakdown of that. First is that Lang will be playing a witch named Fiona. Bates is playing Madame LaLaurie, a Louisiana-born socialite and serial killer who kept slaves bound in their home. So Kathy Bates is probably not going to be a witch. She may be, but she's some sort of Louisiana plantation owner.
If the next thing you say is that Angela Bassett is going to play a black woman who married a white guy, but then she was abducted by aliens, I'm going to be fuck this, and I'm walking out. Because so far this sounds like season 2.
No. That's not it. Bassett is playing Marie Laveau, who is actually a real woman.
So was Anne Frank.
Anne Frank wasn't really in season 2.
Yes, she was.
Oh, for God's sake.
That was Anne Frank.
That was not Anne Frank.
Yes, it was Anne Frank. They even said that husband of hers was a Nazi. It was a cover. They made her think that she wasn't Anne Frank, and then Anne Frank was dead, and they altered history. It was exciting.
I didn't see it that way at all.
You need to rewatch the show.
Oh, maybe we will. Maybe they'll put it out on demand or something. Anyway, Marie Laveau was actually a voodoo priestess in New Orleans back in the 1800s.
Oh my God, so was I.
You were? Jesus Christ.
Oh my God, it was him too!
She was a voodoo expert who, with her daughter, had a big multiracial following. And the actress noted that she's been approached by several individuals interested in voodoo in New Orleans for consultation and should she need it.
No joke, I also have a large multiracial following.
Do you really?
I do.
Anyway, I don't know how to follow that. But wasn't Marie
Antoinette.
Laveau?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
They're not graves in Louisiana. They're the crypts or something.
The tombs, yeah.
Yeah, hers is the
Well,
can't remember.
It's in District 1, but it's basically
Is that like they don't know exactly which one it is?
Exactly.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah, it's like a place of worship, though.
Right.
There's like the stuff
So it could be,
strewn
like,
about her grave.
haunted and stuff.
Yeah, it's quite creepy. She is playing this character on the show.
That's cool. I like Angela Bassett, though. She is a
As do
fantastic
I.
actress.
Yes. Paulson is playing Cordelia, the daughter of Jessica Lange's Fiona, and Coven will also feature Salem witches fleeing to the south. So, yeah, you are right. It has something to do with the Salem witch trials.
Yeah, it's going to be like the Crucible side story.
Yeah, which would be cool. I loved Crucible.
Yeah, thinking back, I enjoy it more now. In high school, I just didn't care. But now I like in the comics, you and I talk about the Ultimates a lot. And one of my favorite things about the comics nowadays is when they throw politics into it, because it brings it into the real world. In high school, I was like, no witches, there's a bunch of politics, bunch of raven white people that are just dumb, and that chick didn't even cast a spell. I was like, yo, I want the end of this movie to be like Carrie, where all of a sudden just everyone explodes.
Among the changes in Coven, executive producer Minar said that the season will be more fun. This year is a drama, but there is a lot of humor, and we are embracing a kind of velocity and fun with this series. It's not the same as it is the past 2 years, but I think it can be more fun for the audience.
The last season sucked balls.
You didn't like Asylum?
I hated Asylum.
I didn't think it was that bad.
Steve and I were talking last night about it, and I was like, there were like 17 stories going on, and any one of those stories would have been really good. Like, if they decided to be aliens, that could have been really good. My favorite story was the religious aspect, where the nun nurse chick, the little virgin, was possessed by the devil.
That was a great story.
I thought that one was awesome.
Yeah.
If it was about a nun that was an ex-whore, basically fucking Sister Act, that would have been cool. Although, again, they did it in
You know what
Sister
my
Act.
favorite subplot, though, was? Death.
The
woman
angel?
showing up, yes.
No, but that was part of the woman being possessed. Like,
Yeah.
that could have been
Yeah.
the same thing.
Yeah.
And then there was like the weird experiments and
Yeah.
Nazi Germany
Yeah.
and Anne Frank, and I'm like, and again, that could have been good. And then there was this serial killer. I think I would have enjoyed the season a lot more, honest to God, and this is going to be a spoiler, so cover your ears, if the guy in the end that played the psychiatrist in the first season, if they were the same character. If, like...
Okay.
Because he plays the son.
McDermott
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he plays the son of the lesbian and Quinto.
Yes.
Right.
And it would have been just interesting if, like, he ended up being, like, if he was the same character.
Okay.
And I was, like, I just think that would have been, I would have looked at it and gone, oh, okay, that last episode actually was relevant. Because that last episode was dumb. Like, they just needed to plug a fucking time spot.
I admit, I didn't like that last episode. But
Yeah, like I said, like, there were those 3 or 4 storylines that were decent storylines, could have been amazing, but they threw so much into it. It was like X3.
Yeah.
Calm down.
Yeah. Calm your tits. I'm excited for this.
Yeah, me too.
I'm very excited for this season. It looks like it's very promising. It's apparently about 2 warring factions of witches or something like that, meeting up in Louisiana. This voodoo priestess in the middle of it all. So it'll be interesting. I'm really looking forward to it. So next up on the list, we have something that I don't know if anyone here has ever seen, Suspira. You all just stare at me blankly. Okay, well, Suspira was a early 1980s horror film out of Italy. Yes, Paul.
I wasn't born until the end of the 1980s.
I know that.
Okay.
I'm just saying, you can watch films before that, though.
Things didn't happen before I was born.
Oh, okay.
See, Will and I established that the universe, in fact, revolves around me, and when I blink, it stops. So you don't exist when I blink, and when I sleep and I wake up, the universe just fills in things that could have happened so that I have things to learn.
I see.
Right.
So there wasn't...
Nihilism from Paul. Thank you.
There wasn't a 1983. The world started at 1987.
Anyway.
That's why I don't like history, because it's not real.
So there is a film back in, I believe it was the early 1980s, called Suspira. A terribly creepy film.
I've been told to get into like more horror
Yes.
by the guy that I was telling you was getting me into this dude, Chick Rock, and he was saying Italian horror
Yes.
is just like, he's like, it's more a nightmare than it is a linear story.
That is absolutely correct. There are scenes in Suspira that today are still creepy as hell. And I think, I could be wrong on this, but I believe it was the last film shot in Technicolor.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Technicolor.
Yeah. So,
Oh, Lord.
But even so, it's beautiful. It is one of the most beautiful films I've ever seen. I mean, it can be quite gory at times, but
That's the other thing he said is that Italian horror is like all gore.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I was gonna say.
I mean, I know the only few shots of horror that are in there
One,
is
two,
you do
three,
actually
Thor.
you do see like an open wound and an actual knife going into a heart, and that's the most gore you really get.
Did you see The Strangers in theaters?
Yes.
The theatrical ending to that movie, the main guy, he doesn't jab them when they're tied up. He slides that shit in like butter.
Yes.
In both endings on the DVD, they changed it so that he jabs them. That
Really?
movie was like creepy to me. Okay,
Yeah.
fine. And it's scary. Like I got home and paced my house with a knife, speaking as loud as I could into my cell phone. But that scene, like it was like the Joker. Like
We're just sliding the blade in.
he did it because he enjoyed it. It wasn't like, oh, you're gonna die. Although they did say that,
Yeah.
slid it right in. I was like, oh man, that's not a good place to slide it in.
Where would be a good place, Paul? If you're gonna slide a knife into someone, where would be a good place to slide
Oh,
it
a
in?
knife?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, his location for sliding the knife in wasn't bad. Jugular. I'm a fan of the jugular.
Can't go wrong with the
Can't
jugular.
go wrong with the jugular. You can't fuck that one up.
And
She lived in the end.
she did.
And then she went on to start dating the Hulk.
Yep. Anyway, I digress. So Suspira was planned on having a remake, and the remake, luckily, has been shot down. One of the few horror film remakes in recent years that has actually been canceled, and I'm so happy it's been canceled, because I don't want to see this redone. The original was fantastic. There's nothing more you can do with this property. Just let it go. Let it be, you know? And there's a quote from the director. It was actually David Gordon Green, whom you may know directed Pineapple Express. Did any of you see that? Yeah, but I mean, he went from Pineapple Express to Suspira, so you figure that one out. But he was quoted as saying, someone needs to do something artful with this project. I'm just excited at the thought of making something elegant and graphic and classy at the point in this horror genre where everyone's making films raw and found footage. I want something to contrast that, but everybody's interested in horror films that has no interest in this right now. At least not with my involvement. Maybe someone else will do it. I've got this whole movie in my head. I'm ready to go, but it just costs too much. He goes on basically with the same shit where he's basically just saying, oh, no one wants to see a beautiful film anymore. Everyone wants to see just found footage. I'm like, well, fuck you. I want to see that. I don't have to see everything found footage. He's basically blaming Paranormal Activity for the canceling of his film.
But I like Paranormal Activity.
No, okay, hold on. The first one was okay. 2 through 4 are shit.
Okay, that's not true. The first one sucked, and the second one sucked. But the first one and the second one together were actually one really good story. The third one was a little more in your face, but it was probably my favorite. And I didn't see the fourth one because apparently it made no fucking sense.
I'll argue the fourth one with you hands down was the just shitty shit. Anyway.
Hands down. He put him down, like, to the ground.
Hands down, shitty shit.
Like, touch the ground. Like, you shouldn't touch the ground like that inappropriately. Somebody could call the cops on you.
So, I'm happy to hear that. The project has been canceled. I can only pray that it stays canceled. Because I'm so sick and tired of horror film remakes. I think we all are. In the history of horror film remakes, I think there's only ever been maybe 3 good ones. You could say, like The Fly, John Carpenter's The Thing, and maybe Dawn of the Dead, Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead. Apart from that...
They remade The Fly?
Yeah.
When?
Back in the 80s. It was
the one with Jeff Goldblum was a remake.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There was a 50s The Fly.
Oh.
Yeah. And the remake is a fantastic film.
Oh, yeah, I love Jeff Goldblum.
But yeah, that...
No, I liked Rob Zombie's Halloween, was it?
I wasn't a fan of that.
I liked it. It was gory. I fell asleep at one point. Not because I was bored. I wasn't bored.
It was good, but I fell asleep.
I was drunk. One of like 3 things happened when I'm
that's
drunk.
why you liked it too.
I think half
Because I
of
heard
Paul's,
that.
Because you were
half
drunk.
of Paul's stories start off, I was drunk.
That's not true. Most of them say that somewhere around the middle.
They might not start off that way.
They don't always start that way. Will and I were playing beer pong, and I was drunk, and I didn't headbutt her in the vagina.
We're not going to talk about that story. We'll talk about that on a beach trip recap at some point.
Oh, Lord.
Anyway, moving on. A little bit of news. This was about a week old, but I wanted to bring it up. Ellen DeGeneres has been chosen to host the Oscars this year.
Ooh, that's so exciting.
Really? You're excited about
Yes, I love Ellen.
Yeah.
Don't you hear my voice cracking like I'm in puberty? It doesn't do that very often.
Well,
Thankfully.
she was quoted as saying afterwards, "I'm so excited to be hosting the Oscars for the second time. You know what they say, the third time's the charm." So,
Get him, girl.
this is a safe move by the Academy. I don't hate Ellen. I think she was a good host the first time around.
I didn't even
But-
see her the first time around.
But this is a safe move. This would be like getting Billy Crystal again. It's safe because last year they took a big risk with Seth MacFarlane. And to his credit, I really liked Seth MacFarlane. I thought he was a great host.
He was funny.
He was funny as hell. Not only that, but he's like a modern day crooner. He loves the old Hollywood show tunes and he loves Broadway and stuff like that. And he incorporated that into the show, and I loved that.
Mm-hmm.
But people hated him.
Yeah,
I mean,
he
like,
did not get a good
he was
following.
torn apart on the internet. I never got that.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed him.
I enjoyed it too. But I feel like last year they were aiming the Oscars younger, and they were trying to bring more in.
Yeah.
And it's funny because the person I was spending my time with at the time, he was a huge fan of Seth MacFarlane. So we watched it because of him.
Mm-hmm.
He's significantly older than me. There were a couple times where he would make jokes, and I was like, I didn't find that funny. Whereas the other guy was, laughing his ass off. I did think he did a good job, though.
Yeah, as do I.
I didn't think that he was terrible.
No.
I thought they could have done worse.
There's a couple of skits that went a little too long.
Yeah.
A couple that fell flat. Like the thing with Shatner went a little too long.
Yeah,
but-
I didn't get that. I didn't like
no,
that.
but apart from that, everything else I enjoyed.
Mostly because I hate Shatner.
Yeah. Going off a year like that where you picked a controversial host, you're going to get someone who's kind of a safe host. And Ellen is safe. She can be a little edgy, but not to the point that Seth MacFarlane would be. No. So I think she's a safe pick. And I think she'll do a good job.
And if they get Neil Patrick Harris, he'll just gay the whole thing up way worse than she will.
But here's the thing, the dichotomy of picking a host like this. When you pick Seth MacFarlane, people say, oh, he did a terrible job, and he was so insulting to the people in the audience. But people watched. They had some of the best ratings they've had in years last year. But picking someone like Ellen DeGeneres, the ratings go down. So it's a safe host, but no one really tunes in because it's Ellen. You know?
Yeah, it's funny. I might watch. I mean, I really enjoyed the Oscars last year, not only because of him, but the Oscars really made me want to push myself as a writer. It's weird to say, but I was talking to friends after I saw the Oscars last year, and I was like, it really made me look at the things that I've written and go, wow, this is garbage. And they were like, why? You write such cool stuff, and I'm like, yeah, but if you look at the stuff, not that you should write every movie to be an Oscar.
True.
But you should write every movie. You should write every story. You should tell every tale the best way you can.
Yeah.
And whether it's music or it's acting or it's the emotion or it's, the graphics. And I said, there's no reason that the Avengers couldn't have been there. I mean, I think they got like one nod because of music or CGI or something.
It may have been, I don't think it was costume design.
No, it wasn't.
No.
And they didn't even win.
No, it didn't.
Which was good because the Avengers fucking delivered it. That would have been douchey. But I was like, but there's no reason that kind of thing couldn't have been up there more. Yeah. And so I went back, and most of what I write, all of what I write is comic book related. So I went, superhero related. So I went back and I was like, I want everything. Every time I do something, I want to look at it and go, that's beautiful. Even if it's fucking insane.
Nice.
So.
Well, no, but that's great though. That you could watch something like that and get something like that out.
And I mean, do you remember the things that were up last year? I mean, we had Zero Dark 30,
Argo, Les Miserables,
like some powerful stories.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to do that. I mean, I don't necessarily want an Oscar because I'm not really into Mexicans, but like,
oh my God,
I want to write the best story that I can every time.
Good.
That's my insight.
Good.
I think I'm sobering up.
Well, we have more stuff in the fridge if you want something else. But two more stories. One of them, which we're going to touch on really quick, which is, I don't know if either of you have seen Sharknado.
No, but apparently there's going to be another one.
Yes, which is exactly what we're going to talk about. So there was a contest a couple weeks ago by Asylum Pictures, this is the company that made Sharknado, to name the next film. Now, Kim brought up a good one, which it should be called Sharkicane.
Okay, yeah, I remember that at the beach.
Which I think would have been pretty damn cool. Sharkicane
Yeah.
would have been a great title.
Ben said Sharkquake.
Sharkquake, yes. I've heard a couple.
World starts shaking and sharks come out of the ground. Like
I've heard
nothing makes less sense.
I've heard Shulk. Wow, I've heard Sharkcano a couple times. I thought that'd be pretty.
I was just actually thinking that. Yeah,
but
molten
they
sharks.
have
That'd be scary as shit.
they have officially announced what it is going to be titled. Are you ready for this?
No,
Sharknado, the second one.
that's it.
That's it.
Did it say how many entries were in this competition?
I have no idea.
There was one.
I was saying this to Kim earlier. If this isn't just the biggest middle finger to all the people who saw the first one, just for the camp of it, to say, "Oh, Sharknado, the second one."
The second Sharknado.
Really? That's
There were two.
it's just
Dun, dun,
so
dun.
fucking lazy.
That is
The
true.
second one, really? Like, oh my god.
I'd have been happier if they just called it Sharknado 2.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That would have been fine.
Just stop. Quit while you're ahead.
Real quick, was one last thing I wanted to touch on, which was not so much movie news, but something that, well, what was that?
Making noises. I'm sorry.
Thanks, Paul.
Sometimes I do that.
Anyway, a little bit of media news. So, I don't like talking about this woman, but Stephanie Meyer has announced that she is, quote, so over Twilight.
I don't know who
In
Stephanie
a
Meyer
recent
is.
interview with Variety, she told
wrote
that she would
Twilight.
only consider...
It's gay.
Authored it.
I'll let you guys finish.
Yeah, I just didn't know who that was.
Oh, Stephanie Meyer?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
It's pretty gay. She wrote Twilight?
Yeah.
Somebody wrote that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
They
saw,
didn't
like-
just
I thought
It
it
didn't
was
just
like...
congeal. Yeah.
No, like, did you ever see the episode of Simpsons about, like, writing shitty-ass teen books?
No.
It's just a bunch of fucking geeky dumbasses that want to appeal to, like, money, and they just sit at a table, and then they find some, like, person, and they take a picture of them, and they're like, what's your name? We're going to put your name on a book, and we're all going to fucking make money. Like, they write this really terrible story that's basically like Harry Potter meets Twilight with a goblin or something
Well,
as the main
you
character,
know-
and, like, that's what they do. And I was like, that shit makes sense, dude.
That
Yeah.
episode is basically based off what the New York Times and New York Post and the New Yorker did in the 1960s. You ever heard of Naked Came the Stranger?
Yeah, it was me. It was about me. I went to my buddy's house naked, and he was like, "Yo,
Well, then he wouldn't be a stranger.
that's true." Well,
Sorry.
I was a stranger to his girlfriend.
Okay.
Shit, she called me out, dude.
All right.
My story's a lie. I'm a fraud.
Anyway, so I might be getting the facts on this a little wrong, but in the 1960s, a group of writers in New York, from the New York Times and the New Yorker, were getting so sick of the romance novels that were coming out and reaching number one on the New York Times bestsellers list. So they said, you know what, we're going to write a really shitty romance novel. We're going to write it so shitty that it's going to be number one for weeks, and we can guarantee it. So they're going to not only write it badly, but it's just going to be the sappy crap that they know everyone's going to like.
Yeah, exactly.
So they had about 12 ghostwriters go on, sign up for this, fake name for some woman that happened to be like a cousin of one of the writers, and put it out there. It was called Naked Came the Stranger. Now, none of the story flowed because, again, it was written by 12 different people. So each chapter was a different person, so it made no sense in the long run.
Did
But-
it win?
What?
Did it make money?
Yeah, it was number one for 18 weeks.
Christ, I want to read the story.
And by the 16th week, some of the writers actually started coming out and saying, we feel kind of bad about this. We wrote this just to make money and show that you're all dumbasses.
Dude, the 60s rocked.
Dude, and so after that, people said, oh, well, this is a scam. And then people started buying it just to read the scam,
Yeah.
So it was number one for a couple more weeks, then after that it dropped off. But
Why
yeah, that's
haven't
what
we
it was.
done
You can
this?
probably still find copies of it floating around.
Like,
But
the internet?
yeah, yeah, like the internet, probably. But
You can get anything on the internet.
you
Like,
can.
yo, I want a black midget to shit on my chest.
Oh my god.
Get it on the internet.
Anyway, so the novelist told Variety that she would only consider returning to the supernatural world of clean-cut vampire Edward Cullen, hunky werewolf Jacob Black, and perennial love-born Bella Swan if it meant writing, quote, 3 paragraphs on my blog, which the characters died in. It's like, damn.
Jesus Christ. I've been writing Spectrum for almost 10 years now, and I've never once said, let me kill everyone.
Yeah, well, apparently she's so sick of it, she just wants to kill off the characters.
Although,
so I'm like,
I really-
okay, cool. I want to read that book.
Yeah, I don't want, like, girls to, like, fawn over my characters, though.
Yeah.
So,
But here's the thing that scares me, and this is going to terrify some people. She then added bizarrely, I'm interested in spending time in other worlds, like Middle Earth.
oh, shit.
Steve's
better-
look was priceless just now. Oh my, yeah, that horrifies me.
Get off my hobbit.
Exactly. Holy shit, go away. Go the fuck away.
Gollum's
No,
gonna eat you.
we don't want you in our realm. Get the fuck out of here.
None shall pass.
Exactly.
That's the wrong movie.
Yeah, it is. But
It's still relevant.
anyway, that's our little bit of movie news.
Lord.
Just want to touch on those things, and we'll hop right into our trailers.
Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. We've wasted your life for an hour now and not even gotten to the point because I can't stay on topic.
That's true. It's just rename this the Wandering Podcast.
I'm going to get in the car and Steve's going to be like...
Or no, we'll call it I Digress.
I digress. Yeah, that's a fucking good name. We're going to get in the car and Steve's going to be like, this is what you do? Yeah. You do nothing. No, that's pretty much... Yeah, I just ramble for an hour with a mic to my mouth. That's basically what I do every other day, but this one's recorded.
So the first trailer we'll talk about is one I just shared with you guys, which is Her.
Good morning, Theodore.
Good morning.
You have a meeting in 5 minutes. You want to try getting out of bed?
You're too funny.
Okay, good. I'm funny. I want to learn everything about everything.
I love the way you look at the world.
The looks you are giving me is you all really didn't like this trailer.
Without spoiling anything, this guy is fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
I'm sorry. Are you arguing that? No, he's fucking completely
No.
normal.
Here's the
Yeah,
thing.
I mean, I guess I could see how you might think that, but I'm like that all the time. I'm totally obsessed with fucking my Scarlett Johansson Siri version on my new phone.
I did hear an argument online. This was someone falling in love with Siri. And that was
No.
actually a pretty sound
That's what
argument.
Steve said. Steve said he's falling in love with Siri. I was like, fucking, you're right.
Now, at the same time, this isn't exactly Siri. This is a legit artificial intelligence.
Love isn't intelligence. Love is emotion.
Okay. Can artificial intelligence have emotion?
I don't know. Ask Bender. I'm a real intelligence. And I
Bite
don't
my
have any
shiny metal
emotions. Bite my shiny metal ass. I don't know. Bender did have that colony of people living inside of his shell.
Yes.
It was that.
And did he love them?
He said he did.
There's robot love. What about Wall-E? Wall-E loved?
Wally's not Bender. Wally wasn't AI.
Sure he was.
No, he wasn't. Wally was
What was Eva? Was Eva an AI?
I don't know.
So, I mean, I get where you guys are coming from with this trailer. It looks like it could turn into a horror film. It does, because
I
now
think
here's
I
the
would like it better if it
Was a horror
film.
I
and
think
not
so
a
too. That would be
romance
kind of cool. I would
story.
like that. Now it's Spike Jonze, so he's gonna go for the hipster, whimsical look, like he did with.
Did Joaquin Phoenix quit?
He said he was going to, but
And
he
he
didn't.
like came back looking like a hippie or some shit, and now he looks like the guy from
Looks like a
Lars and the
rapist.
Real Girl.
He looks like a rapist.
Yeah.
Wow.
He does. He looks like the serial killer who picks up joggers and eats them.
You know, he looks like the guy from.
Oh my god, that would be a such better movie than this if he was like this serial killer and then he had this artificial intelligence that helped him kill people.
Oh my
In
god.
his house.
Okay, we have our next film.
We're writing it. Kim,
Okay,
let's get
no,
in
no,
on
no.
it.
Guys, we can't post this though, because someone's gonna steal our fucking idea.
God damn it,
Shit.
Kim. This is why women shouldn't be allowed to talk.
Aww. No, to your credit, yeah, Joaquin Phoenix looks pretty fucking creepy in this film. He does.
Jesus Christ. And Amy Adams looks like she just got out of a dumpster. Like,
Wow.
what the fuck?
Good
She
God.
skipped makeup every single day. Like, they were like, we don't have time for you. We
Okay.
have to get Scarlett Johansson's voice ready.
You have to remember, that's the Spike Jonze look. Did you ever see Where the Wild Things Are?
Yes?
Okay, every character in that looked like they didn't have makeup on.
That's because it was a borderline homeless family and monsters.
Okay, not just the, I don't mean the monsters. I mean just the parents and the kid.
Who
They-
was
they
the
don't-
mom in that movie? I don't remember.
I
I didn't
forget.
see
It was someone I know.
It was like a comedian. God damn it. Where's Robin? Isn't Robin supposed to be
Robin
doing
is
this?
working. I'm sorry. Our fact checker is not here tonight. I'm sorry.
Robin's supposed to be like in the background being weird.
Steve, you have to look up facts for us.
Steve, you got to be in the background being weird. Come on, get to it. God damn it.
So, my thoughts on this is, it's not necessarily about this guy falling in love with artificial intelligence or a computer. It's about finding love in the weirdest of places. And that's what this is really about.
That's what you got from this movie?
Yes.
Really?
Well, not from the movie. We haven't seen the movie yet. It's hard to pass judgment on it yet, but that's what I got from the trailer. It's going to be about this guy who's obviously very antisocial, who's just gone through a breakup, and the first thing he's come in contact with, like the first real intelligence he's talked to in a while, just happens to be an artificial one. And that's the one he just happens to get attached to.
If that's the case and then he ends up using what he learns to love someone real,
Which may end up happening.
I know, it could. I have no idea. But I would respect the movie more because in the trailer it doesn't look like that.
Well, it could end up being like maybe he falls in love with Amy Adams, too. You don't know.
I
mean,
know. You don't know, but
Yeah.
it doesn't look like something I would really want to watch ever.
Isn't there a black director named Spike Jonze? That's Spike
Yeah.
Lee.
Spike Lee.
See, that's what I kept thinking. I'm like, oh, this is when did Spike Lee start spelling his name with
No,
a
no,
Z?
no.
And now there's like a picture of him, and I'm like, wait.
Now, there is a Spike Lee film coming out soon, which we'll be talking about next week. But we'll talk about that then.
Yeah, this movie looks creepy as shit. And,
Now, one thing I wanted to
don't know if
mention
want
to all of our viewers is that Paul is petrified of Skynet. Paul is petrified of robots taking over our planet.
Not necessarily robots.
Just the hive mind, taking
Yeah.
over this planet.
Skynet,
So,
Cyberdyne.
something like this, where it's artificial intelligence just starting
want
with,
to
like...
see this.
I know you don't, but you're going to see it. We're going to talk about it.
Probably.
Anyway.
I like having an iPhone 5, and I like that it's behind the curve, because I like being smarter than my technology. People are like, I have a smart TV, and I'm like, you're going to die first. Your smart TV is going to be like, you don't need to watch Hulu, crumb. What? Bang! When did my TV get laser beams? That's what that button does? Holy shit. I pressed that button like 29 times before it hit the deck.
So, next up on our list we have Jackass Presents Bad Grandpa.
Are we gonna get in trouble for this?
They won't notice a thing. That's how it looks most of the time anyway.
Yo, this shit looks fucking funny.
It does.
I hate Jackass. And I hate, like, the Borat style, I'm gonna act and nobody else is. This shit looks funny.
It does.
He hits that giant whatever, and the guy's like, you're gonna pay for that. Nope.
It's like a pig or a penguin or some sort. I don't know what
Penguin,
that was.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's just, like, going through the pea animals.
I'll
Pigs
admit,
and penguins aren't even related.
I almost cried in the theater at the end when he was dressed up for the Tyler's and Tiara, like...
Oh, my God.
Oh my god! And for the show, and then he starts stripping. Oh my god!
Yo, when he started throwing out bills, holy shit! Oh my god, I like that, and I like the part in the supermarket parking lot when he gets in the fucking quarter
little
machine,
Rocky,
and he's
yeah.
like, "It doesn't work," and I was like, "That part has to be staged because there's
does.
no way that they fucking hot rodded that thing
No.
Yeah,
to launch him off without anybody noticing."
Well, again, it's like what they said. The kid and the grandpa, Johnny Knoxville, are
Right.
obviously fake. Everything around them is real, like a Borat style. Except this looks really funny. I
It
do want to
looks
see this.
Fucking great. I mean, it doesn't look like they eat sushi off of any naked hairy men, so I'm a little upset about that because I still want to really do that.
Paul's looking at Steve right now.
And like I said, like I hate Jackass. I'm just like, it is. It's his fucking namesake. Some of the stuff was funny, like let's get a giant shopping cart and go down the steepest hill we can find with all of our friends. Like that's fucking great. Let's kick each other in the balls as many times as possible and see who dies first. Like, what? I'm not playing Bloody Knuckles Extreme with you. Get out of my face. Don't touch my balls.
I haven't played Bloody Knuckles in years.
Yeah, I played
Jesus
Bloody Knuckles in
Christ,
middle
that was
school.
an awful, awful game.
Yeah.
Do you know what Bloody
That
Knuckles
must
is?
have been a boy thing.
It was
I
a
don't
boy
think
thing.
Any sane girl
Okay.
would ever do that.
Lesbian split.
Okay, Bloody Knuckles. Paul, forgive me if I'm wrong, but Bloody Knuckles basically line up your knuckles on a table, and then someone gets a coin of some sort, flings it at your knuckles, and you basically keep going until someone can't take the pain
no,
anymore.
that's not how we played it.
How did you play it?
No, we played it. Two people would go up and they would take turns punching the other one's fist.
No.
And it was who couldn't take the hit anymore.
I don't.
Wouldn't it hurt the person who's punching as well?
That's the point.
That's not how we played it.
That's how we played it in middle school. Is
What
you
we
would
did
take
was
turns punching each other's
we
fist.
would line up our knuckles on a table, and then someone would get like a quarter, flick it at the other person, and it would basically dig into your knuckles and peel away the skin slowly.
I don't
And whoever
understand. I
couldn't
don't think I
take the
have
pain
the-
longer would basically lose the game.
I don't think I have the
Either way.
coordination for that.
It's dumb.
I don't feel like that sounds as painful as punching somebody in the fist.
No, it doesn't.
Like
Well,
we
at least whoever's flicking the cord.
But at least in this
Like,
case,
hurt
you would
them.
get bloody knuckles.
So would you? You're fucking punching somebody in the fist. This is how we solved arguments when I was in middle school. Rock, paper, scissors to the wind. Like, you cut in front of me. No, I didn't. Fucking bloody knuckles. This didn't solve anything. It just a lot of really.
That's like a hardcore middle school.
Yo,
thing to do.
Stanton was hardcore. Just saying, we had really bad handwriting. Like, our handwriting was terrible.
So moving on, the next one is Hunger Games: Catching Fire.
This is the 75th year of the Hunger Games. The tributes are to be reaped from the existing pool of victors.
I get to say goodbye.
So what do? I think these games are gonna be different.
So I didn't watch the trailer when you sent it to me, but I have seen the trailer, and it actually makes me want to watch the first movie.
You haven't seen the first one yet. Okay.
No.
The first one is very good. We really enjoyed it.
I'll admit, I was a little mad at Catching Fire for a while. Because of Catching Fire, we had to push back Days of Futures Past filming.
Correct.
So...
Didn't I tell you about that initially?
I don't fucking know.
I think I
It
did.
was
Maybe
either
it was his drag
you
queen.
or a drag queen.
Nah.
I don't know. Somebody was wearing a bra.
No, I remember initially, I think I told you about that story because
That she might have to back out.
She might have to back out of one of the two. And people were like, oh my God, what's she going to back out of? But they pushed back Days of Futures Past for her. So I think they're still shooting both, but she's able to do like pickups in ADR for Catching Fire while the other one is still shooting. So it's
they're
not
both done now. No, Days of Futures Past is filming now.
Yes.
Catching Fire's done.
Well, Catching Fire, they're still doing pickups.
Oh.
They're still doing like tiny little scenes here or there and ADR re-recording stuff, but that's not a big commitment. She can just do that on the side while still shooting Days of Futures Past.
Yeah, like, do you even have to get dressed for that? Like,
But no, I
this
think
does look pretty cool. I like the Black Swan graphic on the stage. Looks pretty sweet.
that was the first thing Kim said. We looked at it, it's like, oh my God, it's Black Swan.
Yeah. First thing I said. I was like, oh my God, I want to go watch Black Swan now.
Yeah.
Steve was like, you just want to watch Mila Kunis. What? Yeah, that's what I said. Put anything Mila Kunis in front of me, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm straight.
But no, this looks very good. I don't think any of us have read the books.
No.
But
No, I have not.
I'm a homosexual. I'm not a
supposedly,
faggot.
what happens is every 25 years they have some special with the games. Like there's some sort of twist on the rules. The one this time around is that they bring back all the old winners to compete in this year's games. So she's not competing against people her age. She has to compete against 20, 30-year-olds, and like Woody Harrelson has to compete. He's going to have to go in there and basically fight all the past champions. It's like, holy shit. That's going to suck.
Yo, you never get the fucking win.
Yeah.
This shit
Right.
sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, see, she shouldn't have to compete anymore. You compete once and you're done. But now they're like, oh, well, we have to offer. So let's get some way of getting her back into the games. And how do you do that? You bring back all the past champions.
So they're trying to kill her.
Yeah.
That's not nice.
I'm trying to kill her because she's basically become a symbol of rebellion.
Oh, yeah, that happens.
Mm-hmm.
I did that once.
You became a symbol of rebellion?
Yeah, it was in the 60s.
Paul, when was the last time you were in Egypt?
No, we talked about it because I was... Who did I say that I was? I was Jesus.
Okay.
And I was Moses that
In
one
the
time.
60s.
Well, I mean, not in the 60s I wasn't Jesus. I'm really old. Been around a really long time.
Wow.
Before Earth, I was Clean Tour on planet... And I didn't do any rebellions there. There was just a lot of drinking.
So, moving on, our next film up is Muppets Most Wanted.
In the history of filmmaking, the sequel always strives to be better, bolder, and bigger.
Now, Paul, did you see the first one? I'm going to ask you that every time because it seems like you haven't seen half of the first films in this. So, no, you have not seen the first Muppets.
No, I didn't.
Have you seen any of the original Muppet films?
Of course I have.
Okay. Which ones have you seen?
I saw The Christmas Carol.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Treasure Island.
Okay. Did you see Take Manhattan?
No.
That's my favorite one. I love Take Manhattan.
I may have seen that one. I saw the one where Gonzo was an alien. No, I didn't see the seagull one.
The what one?
The last one. The one with the...
Oh, okay.
Jason Segel, yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Not seagulls like birds that sing
right.
fries. the Amy Adams and Jason Segel one.
Yeah. No, but that one was really good. I actually really liked it. It was
I heard like,
silly. It was campy, but...
It's one of those things that like I never heard anybody say like, oh no, it was all right. It was either like, yeah, I loved that movie, or no, I fucking hated that movie.
Yeah,
I sacrificed my firstborn
It was a
to end it. And I'm like, oh,
it was a
Jesus Christ.
polarizing film, but I really liked it. Some people thought that they just called in way too many celebrity cameos for it, but I thought it was nice because it was. I thought at first it was going to be the last Muppets film, like it was going to be like a touching send off to them, and you brought in all these celebrities. Like you had some people who in there who I thought actually died. Like Mickey Rooney was in there. I was like, holy shit, he's still alive.
Who the hell is Mickey Rooney? Is that a baseball player?
Oh my god. Moving on. But Kim had pointed this out where You can tell it's now really a Disney product because they brought in a lot of people from like the Disney Channel.
Yeah, they have more Disney Channel stars.
Like in the last film,
in
the last film, you saw Selena Gomez for a certain portion. You saw.
Oh my geez! Did you hear that Raven Simone is gay?
Yes.
Who?
Raven Simone.
Raven?
That's so Raven. She was on the Cosby Show, bro.
I'm sorry, I don't know who that is.
Oh, good lord! Yes, you do.
Yes, you do. You idiot. You know who Mickey Rooney is?
You don't know who Mickey Rooney is.
No, we're not talking about me. We're talking about Raven Simone. Stay on topic. Anyway, we're talking about the Muppets, Mike. Come on, God.
Anyway,
Can't stay on topic
so
for anything.
this one apparently takes place in Russia for the most part and has a pretty decent cast behind it. You saw Tina Fey.
Oh yeah, fuck, she was awesome in that trailer. I love Tina Fey.
Was Mark Ruffalo in it? It doesn't matter. Anyway, but
No, he was in that other trailer.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that in a moment.
Yeah.
But sorry.
Like I know I saw him, but it wasn't in that trailer.
We'll talk about that in a moment. But
and we were like, no, it's not.
I forget who else was in this, but it looks pretty entertaining. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I like Tina Fey.
Yeah.
I think she plays Sarah Palin in this movie.
A Russian Sarah Palin?
Yeah, because Sarah Palin was watching the Russians.
Close enough, right?
Oh,
So
yeah.
she has to head over.
Alaska, Russia, it's the same
Yeah,
thing.
she's like, I watch Russia from my bedroom window. Every morning I wake up and I check on. Didn't she fucking say that? Like I check on them. Like what are you?
Something like that. Yes.
Yeah, she's invading Russia, and she learned their language from People magazine.
Yeah.
Because that's what she reads.
So moving on from that,
Really fucking old politics. That's all I know.
The next trailer we have up, which Paul criticized me for liking, is the Lego Movie.
God damn it, you're an idiot.
My fellow master builders, including but not limited to Superman, Wonder Woman, The Mermaid, Green Ninja, 1980-something Space Guy, Michelangelo, and the 2002 NBA All-Stars. We have learned that Lord Business plans to end the world as we know it. There is yet one hope. The special has arisen.
I think I got it, but just in case, tell me the whole thing again. I wasn't listening.
Now look, you have a huge love of Legos, right?
Yeah, but I'm 26 years old, and when I say 26, I mean like 4.
But, okay, so what's wrong with liking Legos?
No, I love Legos. I just don't want them to be in a movie.
Why not?
Because that's dumb. You're ruining my childhood.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
No, I'm not going to fuck anything for the Lego movie.
The prequels ruined my childhood, okay?
Oh,
Don't start with me. We've already had a fight over Facebook about this.
Okay, hold on. Time out. I'm going to just let everyone know this. So, Paul and I had a very interesting discussion earlier this week on Facebook. I'll paraphrase this, Paul, but basically...
Discussion?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I just threatened you a couple times.
You did. But there is a guy that some of you may know. His name is Chicago John. I met him at the Spill. He's a really cool guy, one of the
Isn't
nicest...
his name like the bear? Like, is he like legit a bear? Like, is he like a fatty with fur?
No, he's a big guy, but he's not a bear.
Is he? Oh, I thought his name was like the Chicago Bear.
No, his name's just Chicago John.
No, his Facebook name, he put Chicago John the Bear.
Yeah.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, and that's why I was like, fuck the bear.
No, sorry.
Also, I enjoy bears, so like,
well,
if he's a bear.
I don't believe that he's a bear, but all I know is that...
I'll send him an email and ask.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't know if you're the best judge of that.
Probably
anyway.
not. I am not a good judge of that. Anyway.
Your boyfriend is the gayest person I know.
Anyway, so I know him through Spill.com. He's a really cool guy. He had posted the status saying that if you look at episode 1, 2, and 3, it's basically the life of Justin Bieber. And I laughed my ass off at that, and I said, hey, Paul, what do you think of this? And Paul's reaction was, I want to kill this bear.
I think that if I lube up my mic, I can probably fit it up Mike's ass without him noticing.
Oh my God.
So I said, damn, Paul, he's just voicing his opinion. And you reacted kind of violently to this. You said, you're really disrespecting these films by saying that. And I said, it's not disrespecting them. It's just an observation. To which I replied, if he had said something like, the first 3 films are a metaphor for taking a shit, then yes, that would be something that's insulting the films. Which, by the way, Paul, the prequels are a metaphor for taking a shit. To which Paul said, I'm going to fucking destroy you. So here's the thing, Paul. Before you kill me, here's what we're going to do. At some point in the near future, you and I can have a discussion about this via mic. Okay? I think not only I would like to hear this, the internet would like to hear this.
I'm not saying that they're great movies, but I'm saying that they don't deserve the trash that people give them.
Okay.
Are you gonna have a mediator?
We might have to have a mediator.
We're gonna need to be in cages,
Okay.
like separate
We might need
cages.
5 or 6 mediators in the
Because
middle of the room.
if you remember, the one time you and I were driving somewhere and we had a really long
We did.
discussion
Yeah, we
about midi-chlorians.
Yeah.
And he left the conversation going, all right, maybe it wasn't the worst idea in the world. I don't necessarily know that he's on the side of midi-chlorians, but I'm a huge fan of the X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a fan of the genetic explanation for things. And people always say, and my managers at my one job argued this, well, they make a big point to say in the first Star Wars that nobody truly understands the Force, and then they're saying midi-chlorians are the Force. Nobody fucking said midi-chlorians are the Force. They said that midi-chlorians are used to track it. So you can track something doesn't mean you understand shit.
Right.
This just says, oh, this person has an above average connection to something. Oh, what do they have a connection of? I'm not exactly sure.
No.
We just know that they have a connection to it, and they can move shit with their mind.
I agree with that to an extent. Now, eventually, we'll argue about this a little bit more.
We will.
But we'll have a sit down, and there's actually an interesting documentary that Kim and I just watched called The People versus George Lucas. If you get a chance, check it out. I think you'd love it.
I don't necessarily think that the man deserves a pulse. I just think that they shouldn't be mad at him for that one.
Okay.
He's done worse things.
He shouldn't have a pulse for Crystal Skull.
Exactly my point. I saw the last 10 minutes of that movie, and I was like, what the fuck was that?
Here's the thing. I've heard people, when actually this past year when we went down to Austin, I've heard people try and defend Crystal Skull.
I'm not going to try to defend Crystal Skull.
Yeah. And I was like, you, sir, need to crawl under a rock and die.
I can defend the prequels to a T. I got this.
Okay.
I'm not going to try to defend any of
Okay, good. So we'll talk about that later on. So anyway, getting back to Lego, we digress.
Gay.
Paul thinks it looks gay. Kim, your thoughts?
Well, I was gonna say I personally really enjoy the Lego video games.
Yes, you do. Because which ones
I
do you own? You
think
own Lord of the Rings.
I have Lord of the Rings,
Do you have Batman?
Harry Potter, and Star Wars.
Star Wars, okay.
I tried to play the Star Wars one once.
Yeah.
I got really confused as to what I was supposed to do. And then I just gave up. And then I tried to play the Batman one. And I kept I don't know if I was switching characters or switching suits, but I was just going back and forth between 2 rooms. I couldn't figure out what I was supposed to do. And I'm like, I hate these games. I'm just going to play with my Legos so I control what happens.
But I know Kim loves these Lego games. So what's your thought?
No, I think that a lot of times they can be very funny.
Yeah.
And they make me laugh, so I like playing
Yeah,
them.
I like that the satire. I wouldn't be against playing the second Batman Lego game. Because there's a lot of satire between the characters.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I enjoy that they're very sarcastic and that.
They don't really take anything too seriously.
Right. But I feel like that's the big joke with this trailer, with this movie. There's a couple things that are pretty, like the Batman cameo was really funny.
Right.
I liked that. And I liked the introduction to the primary characters where they're like, Green Ninja who explodes and what was Lego smoke?
Spaceman, yeah.
1980 something Spaceman.
Yeah.
Which
Michelangelo and Michelangelo.
Yeah, and I'm like, there's Ninja Turtles Legos now? What? They obviously couldn't get the rights to anything Star Wars, even though Star Wars I think is one of their biggest one of their biggest selling Legos, but they can't fucking there needs to be a Star Destroyer in this movie.
Oh my god, that'd be so cool.
That'd be fucking epic. I don't even use that word. And then a blockade runner and then have Batman racing it.
Dude, yes.
That would be awesome.
It's the only time we're going to see those crossovers if we get that.
Be amazing. If there was a blockade runner and Batman racing it, I'd be like, I want to fucking see this movie.
Now, to its credit, it looks like a combination of stop motion and CG because there's some animation here that looks fantastic.
Oh, yeah. The animation looks astounding.
And I'm like, this cannot all be just stop motion because this looks great.
Do you think any of it's actually stop motion? Do they actually do stop motion anymore?
Oh, yeah.
Do
well, just recently, Kim and I saw Paranorman. And Paranorman was a great combination of stop motion with CG.
Oh.
Yeah. Like Coraline. Coraline was all stop motion.
I didn't see either of those movies.
I think it was the same studio as Paranorman. I could be mistaken. But also Frankenweenie.
They look the same.
Frankenweenie was stop motion. Just saying, it's still done. It's rare, but it's still done. And Paranorman is a perfect example of it. So I think this is a combination of the two, kind of like Paranorman. And it looks great. I think it's a great blending of the two. Because if you just do pure stop motion, the film takes forever. Well, it's like one of the longest productions you can ever do.
Yeah.
Some of the best movies are pure stop motion. Those fucking Christmas movies, they were the shit.
They're funny. Frankenbass. But I'm just saying, the animation isn't good. They can be nostalgic, but is the animation good?
Yes.
Not really.
I'm just gonna
I think I'm killing. I'm looking at Paul's face. I'm like, oh my god, Mike, you're killing my childhood right now.
That's not even my childhood. You're killing my parents' childhood.
So the last one we have on our list is The Curse of Chucky.
Who's it from? It doesn't say. You found him.
Chucky's my friend till the end. Hey, wanna play?
This is the one where we talked about Mark Ruffalo was in it.
Yeah, he's the Hulk.
Yep.
You can't fucking be scared of Chucky. Although, like I said, I'm really interested to see like Chucky versus the Hulk.
That would be a fantastic crossover.
Because one of my favorite lines in, what was it, The Bride of Chucky, is he's like, go ahead, kill me. I always come back.
Yeah.
But dying is such a bitch.
Yeah.
Like awkward, like rip him in half and then he just pop up out of another toy. And I'm like, what the shit?
Here's the thing. The first Child's Play is okay. There are parts that are really corny by today's standards, but it was still so horrifying in its time.
The first three were promising, weren't they?
Yeah. Well, there was one where they had to go to like a military camp. I forget that was 2 or 3, and that
was the second one.
That was the second one. That I did not like that one. Then I can't recall what the third one was about, but I remember I didn't like it.
The third one was it was just a new family.
Yeah.
There was like I feel like there was like a foster home.
Something like that.
Some like little girl, and then I don't know where the doll came from. I don't think it was the girls. I think it was like in a storage room because he just happens places. Like,
Yeah.
where did this toy come from? I don't know.
Yeah.
It was in your garage, and he's like in a box, like sealed up, like always. How did you reseal yourself from the outside? He's like, nah, dude, I'm Kitty Pryde. I can fucking do shit like that. Nice. Did you? He's like, I'm in a doll. I'm Chucky. Like, how did you get out of that, Bruce? I'm Batman. Oh, fucking yeah.
I'm Batman.
No, I got in that box because I'm Chucky. Oh, okay. No, that totally makes sense.
But to the series' credit, like you said, Bride of Chucky, I actually really liked Bride of Chucky.
I love Bride of Chucky. Bride of Chucky has this actress that I like. Her name is
Megan Tilly.
Jennifer Tilly.
Did you Megan Tilly?
I said Rachel Tilly last night, and he was like Jennifer Tilly. I was like, oh, okay, that's why I gave him the mic.
Jennifer Tilly's kind of odd with me. There are some films she's in that I think she's great. Some films she's in where I think she's awful.
I know that's what I love about her is that she's so awful. She's like Renee Zellweger, but trashier. They have the exact same voice.
Yeah, they do. They really do. Although I think Jennifer Tilly is a little more rasping on the ears.
Oh, yeah.
She's kind of like Fran Drescher.
She does have that Fran Drescher feel. I love Jennifer Tilly, though. I think she's fucking hilarious. And I loved her in Bride of Chucky.
Yeah.
Bride of Chucky was actually the first one that I saw.
Really?
And yeah.
Well, that's not a bad place to pick up because it's almost a reboot in sorts.
In a sense,
you can kind of relearn the whole series just from watching Bride of Chucky.
They do have like the origin story like halfway through.
Yeah, they do. After that, we had Seed of Chucky, which was awful.
Oh my god, that was a horror movie just because it was so bad.
Yeah, and it had again Jennifer Tilly in it, but she's not playing the same character. She was playing herself. She was playing the Bride of Chucky. She was playing his wife, but then she was also playing another person who wasn't herself.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was playing another person who was like an actress. I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
No, she was playing Jennifer Tilly.
No.
No, she was. She was playing Jennifer Tilly because the doll Jennifer Tilly wanted Jennifer Tilly's body.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure she was playing Jennifer Tilly.
So she was just the actress Jennifer Tilly.
I think so. I think they pulled an Ocean's 12.
I don't recall that. I had to go back and watch that.
I think that's what it was. God, that was a terrible movie. Their kid was fucking creepy as shit looking.
He was.
Like, he would smile.
But I didn't like the fact that, like, oh, he has a soul. And this,
they all have souls.
Yeah.
That's the point.
They're just evil souls.
Yeah. And this one's like, I don't want to kill people, Daddy. And he's like, shut up, bitch. Dude, I told you.
Paul and I were saying that the Chucky doll actually does look pretty terrifying.
Yeah, I mean, in the first couple, even in, well, no, they did a decent job in The Bride of Chucky.
Mm-hmm.
When he's the doll and when he's evil doll, when he's attacking, but when he's alive and when he's playing dead, when he's playing Toy Story, he looks vastly different.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he looks, even throughout the movie, as he's getting more banged up, like they illustrated on the Toy Story version of him. But when he's a monster, you can tell that he's alive. In this, it's, except for in the one scene at the very end when she's going to poke him in the mouth, which is dumb. Like, if you're questioning something, I've never decided, let me put my finger near your mouth.
Yeah.
When I'm scared that any of my toys have been animated, I'm like, I'm going to avoid you, actually.
Yeah. Why don't
How about I
you
stick
in
a
the
rocket
eye?
to your head and send you off for a bit?
that.
Then I'll know if you're real or not.
Right? Like, yeah, pretty much. Like, I'm going to fucking go Sid. I'm going to get
Exactly.
the biggest firecracker I can. And if you talk to me, all right. And if you don't, well, at least I had my bases covered. I'll get a new fucking doll. Yeah, but this one, he actually looks, for the most part, the same. And I'm like, that's scary as shit.
Yeah. And apparently has something to do with a paraplegic. Like you see a girl in a wheelchair and he's like pushing her down the stairs and stuff.
Is that what that is?
She
Because
was just hurt.
I think that she was just in the wheelchair. I think that that's the girl. It looks like the woman who tucks her in. It looks like, I don't know, he beats her ass and then fucking throws her down the stairs.
Wow.
He might have just tied her to the stairs. We saw Sinister. People do shit like that.
Yeah, it's true. But
Can't trust little kids anymore.
you can't.
Never
Can't
could.
Never
trust
could, dude.
demonic little dolls too. But.
Right? I mean, like, yo, demons are everywhere.
They should re-release the My Buddy dolls.
Oh my god.
That would be great.
They should, like,
God.
My Buddy and then, like, all the Cabbage Patch.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That would be such a good coincidence. I don't think they would ever do that, but if
That
they
would
were
be
to do
great.
that, that would be fantastic.
I was friends with somebody in
Who owns
middle
them?
school.
Fisher Price, whoever owns them. Fisher Price, get on that. Re-release the My Buddy dolls.
I was friends with somebody in middle school who was a huge fan of Chucky, and he would like just draw illustration after illustration of character wearing My Hero. And I was like, that's terrifying. You need therapy.
I will say this. One of the coolest crossovers I've ever seen actually involve Chucky. I've told you about the graphic novel series Hack Slash, right?
No.
Okay. Hack Slash is one of the coolest series ever. I think the series has ended now. Hack Slash is about a girl named Cassie Hack who's basically going around killing slashers. What she means by slashers is something that's died in some way or another and has come back from the dead. Not necessarily a zombie, but something that is basically seeking vengeance.
Is Jason considered a zombie?
That's up for debate. But something like Jason, okay? And like stereotypes like that.
The question would be, does Jason ever really die?
Yes.
Exactly.
Although he does in some, and they bring him back. I think it's just reanimation.
Is Freddy a zombie?
No.
Freddy's a nightmare.
Freddy's more of a demon.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, anyway, in this series you have
insightful horror movies.
You have Cassie Hack, who goes around killing slashers for a living. Okay, she has a buddy named Vlad, who is in fact kind of a slasher himself, but he's working with her. Okay, he's kind of a simpleton, kind of a Jason type, but he can talk, and he goes around with her killing these slashers. At one point, they come across Chucky, and it's one of the coolest crossovers I've ever read. She basically looks at him, and I forget what Chucky's real name is.
Charles?
Charles something. I forget what it was. And she addresses him by his real name because she knows the legend of Chucky. And she's like, you're one of the most notorious slashers out there. And so they have this like massive fight just beating the shit out of each other. And it's the coolest thing I've ever read. I'm like, I want to see a Cassie Hack film and I want to see a crossover with Chucky. Just make that fucking movie.
That'd be pretty cool.
It would be cool. And there was rumors of them doing an HBO series for Hack Slash. So I would love to see that, but time will only tell if that ever happens. But
we got to finish Game of Thrones first.
True. Very true. So I think that was the last trailer we had. So unless there's anything else you guys want to chat about, we've been going for about, holy shit, a little over an hour and 20 minutes now.
Well, that's only like 10 minutes longer than we went last time.
Yeah. So it's good timing.
Yeah.
So unless there's anything else.
I think I'm good.
Okay. So I want to thank Paul and Kim for showing up again.
Absolutely.
And I want to thank Steve for coming by and for giving us one word.
Bye.
And we'll be back in a couple more weeks with a few more trailers. Until then, guys, have a good night and take care.
Good night.
Yeah, good night.
Can't